So today is October the 3rd, and I'm going to record just the whole lesson starting with last night's homework for the sake of just letting y'all see them. Listen, ask me questions. I don't care that I'm recording. If you don't get something, we got to get with it, okay? Now, this was the actual homework from last night. It was the one that says October the 2nd. And the kids were supposed to do through number 12. We did in class usually through number 6, so we'll start with 7, even if I already did 7. Okay, so here we go. Here's number 7. Just kind of peek, see what you did, see how you did it. Okay, now we got it. Okay, so 7 was 1 1/4 times 2 2/3. Okay, step 1, change this to improper. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 1 is 5/4 times 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8/3. Then I talked about what I call a cute little magic box. Haha, it's not a box, but it is right there. That is the only place you can do some cross simplifying if you want to. What two numbers simplify?
4 and 8.
4 and 8. 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 8 twice. Now I get 10/3. Backwards check mark. I got to divide 3 into 10. It will go 3 times, which is 9. There is 1 left over out of 3s. 3 1/3. Okay. Go back a step. What do you have before that? 15 over what? 2. Okay, but 15 over 2... If you have that as your answer, oh no, that wouldn't work. Go back a step. What do you got before that? You have 10/3 in here. But what did you do from here? Did you change it to the 2 and the 4 and the 1? Okay, but 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 times 3 is 3. I don't know how you got that. Number 7. Huh? Make sure you're on the right homework sheet. Make sure it starts out as that. 1 1/4. Let me see. Tops and bottoms. No, you go straight across. That's what it is. You have to go straight. When you are multiplying, I see it now. You go, like, when you get these new numbers fixed up, you go straight across. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 3 is 3. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so now go on. Here we go. Number 8. One that maybe you haven't seen. 5 1/3 times 2 1/4. I get 16/3 times 9/4. Ooh, I like this one. It has a lot of cross simplifying. Right there. Do y'all see it? 4 and 16. 1. 4. 3 and 9. 1. 3. Multiply straight across. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. And I get 12. Got that one? Any questions? Don't know why you got it, how you got it? Are yours turning out right? Okay, so make sure. 9, here we go. I got 2 1/5 times 1 1/4. Okay, we're doing the multiply and add. So 11/5 times 5/4. Ooh, listen. I love when they're the same on the top and the bottom. Simplify them. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. If you do a top, you got to do a bottom. Okay? Now I got 11/4, which is 2 3/4. I'm literally just dividing 11 by 4. And there's my mixed number, 2 3/4. It's kind of like a backwards check mark. Listen, anyone got anything different? Like you're getting it wrong. What is up? Talk to me. Anybody? Okay. On number 9. Now, the denominators, the bottom numbers, are based on these numbers. So that's how I got a 4 right there. Now, if it's a whole number, like if it's just the number 3, we do make it 3/1. Like we sling it over a 1. Now, it's same. No, listen. It's the same as these denominators. So like that would be 5, that would be 3. That would be 5, that would be 4. Okay? So like when you make let me start over. When you make this mixed number to improper, you multiply 5 times 2 is 10 and add the top to get the 11. But you literally copy whatever the denominator is here, it is the same it is here. And then whatever it is on this side, same thing. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. But whatever's here is here. You don't change them. Unless you're over here simplifying, but that's a little different. Okay. Anybody else? Listen, these are the kind of questions that like all day we've just kind of been working out. It's good. We got to figure these things out. Okay, so let's look at 10. 10 is, so kind of look at your 10. Right now, kind of see if you did what you think you're supposed to do. Some of you just didn't do it, so you could be doing it. I get 34 over 5 times 5 over 3. That is the first box. That's the first box or thing I need you to check. Did you make it to that? Look at your paper, because I know you numbered it. 1, 2, 3, and we're on 10. Okay, so you made it that far. Did you cross simplify or did you multiply just straight across? Cross simplified? Okay, so if you cross simplified, did you get rid of the 5s? Yes. Okay, giving me 34 thirds, which is 11 1/3. Did anybody multiply straight across and get big numbers? No? You can. I mean, you can do 5 times 34. You would get, I think it's 170 over 15. And you can divide it out. You get the same thing. So if you saw 170 over 15, you were on the right track. If you saw that, you're on the right track. You just got to keep simplifying. Yes?
I don't have every number on my paper. When I got my answer, I would add the whole numbers that are on the problem to what the whole number that I got with my answer.
Don't do that. And here's why. Okay, and I'm going to restate what you said in case you can't hear it on the video. the whole numbers, it's almost like, and I want you to kind of look at this. When we do 6 times 5 is 30, and we add the 4 and get 34, it's kind of like that 6 has now been swallowed up in that 34. Okay? And then same thing here. That 1, when you do 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, it's kind of like it's swallowed up inside that 5. So when you do the little backwards C thing to get those impropers, that's where those whole numbers go. Does that help a little bit? So don't add them in or anything. They're already up here in the improper. Yes, that would make you gigantic whole numbers. So does that help a little bit? Okay. Anybody else? Question. That was a good question. Okay, let's look at 11. Now, 11 and 12. I liked, in fact, I'm going to change paper because guess what? 11 and 12 had big numbers. Guys, not big enough that we can't do them. We should be able to do this. 3 and 3/7 times 5 and 1/8. Okay, starting out. Here we go. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 3 is 24 over 7. Times 5 times 8 is 40. Plus 1 is 41 over 8. Okay, I stop right here. I look. It's kind of like my magic box. Can anything simplify top and bottom? Yes, what? 24 and 8. Divide by 8. Yes, 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into that 3. Okay. So now I got a little bit lower numbers, but they're not beautiful, I won't lie. 7 times 1 is easy. The top, I do have to multiply 3 times 41. And I get that. 123 over 7. Woo, woo, there should be like an alarm going off right here. That 123 is too big. The top number's bigger. So I got to do, even if I got to scratch it on the corner of my paper, I may have to do this math. Bring down the 3. 7 times 7 is 49. And there's my mixed number. 17 and 4/7. 17 and 4/7. It's kind of like a left-handed person's check mark. It's backwards. It's kind of like a backwards check mark or a left-handed person's check mark. If that helps you at all to remember which one's the whole number. I will say this, going back to the denominator stuff. Y'all do see that this denominator is the same as that denominator. Okay? Unless you're simplified it or something. Backwards little check mark. Kind of like a... That's how many whole times it went in. The leftovers are the numerator. And the 7 stays the denominator. If that'll help you at all. Anybody question on that one? I don't mind. Okay, so let's look at 12. A little bit bigger numbers again, but we should be able to do them. 8 3/4 times 4 1/5. What simplifies? Right there. 35 and 5. Get rid of those. Listen, who wants to work with a 35? Lord. What goes into 5 and 35? 5. We get a 1 and we get a 7. Helps a little bit. Doesn't help a great deal, but we get 4. We get 147 over 4. Top number's bigger. Got to do my division again. Okay, 36 and 3/4. 36 and 3/4. Always make sure it's simplified. Listen, I've begged, barred, and pleaded with you people to learn your multiplication tables. It's because it's just everywhere. Like when I'm doing this division, it's all multiplication tables. When I'm doing this simplifying, it's all multiplication tables. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is all we can do now is practice. Different styles, different kinds. Some are easy, some are not. We're just going to practice. So, I need you to have out a clean piece of paper, and we're actually going to start the classwork homework. Okay? Most of my classes, I've made it through number 7-ish. Some of my classes, I've made it through 8 and 9. And there's actually just 15 problems. So, I'm going to kind of show this. This is tonight's study guide, homework, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to I'm going to start out by just working some with you. Okay, there's 7, 8, 9. I know one class I made it to 8, so if there's only 15 problems, that left them with 7. So here we go. Just going to work them. Let's see what questions we come up with. If you have no questions, you're doing good. As long as your answers are right. Yes. Yep, go for it. So, I'm going to label this thing classwork homework. I mean, there's really no new stuff. I don't know how else to word that. It's the same thing. Now we just got to mix up what we did on Monday. Whoops. And what we did on Tuesday. It's the same stuff. Such as. Okay, be done with the plastic. Here we go. Work with me, work with me. Pencil, here we go. Write down the first math problem. Thank you. Okay, so starting out, kind of going back to Monday's problems. Like the whole sheet is just all different mixed up ones. Some are whole numbers, some are boring fractions like 7/12, and some are mixed numbers. So write down the first one. Try it. Let's put that down. Thank you. Just cuz. Try this one. Do it. You're actually doing your homework. I know you don't realize it yet, but you are. Do it. We're going to compare answers. Let's see how we can do on this. Okay, so going back to Monday's lesson, that 6 needs to go over a 1. Okay, so I'm just trying to refresh your brains. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to give you a second. Simplify that thing if you can. Thank you. Does it simplify? Yes. What numbers? 6 and 12. They're divisible by? 6. Yes. Yes. So, 6 into 6 is a 1. 6 into 12. 2. Now go straight across. 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. How many 2's go into 7? 3. And what's left over? 1 over 2. You got it. Okay, try number 2. Okay, so now you kind of see one like last night, like it's a mixed number. We're messing up on anything last night in the homework world. Like now we want to fix it. Let's see if we can get these right. Number your paper. 1, 2, 3. 6th grade people. That's why we had to kind of practice it. So we got to kind of refresh our brain from Monday. Do what? What is 1 and 1/2? What do we do? Okay, well, let's write a note on our paper. Listen, that's not a bad thing. Here, listen, here we go. 1 second. I'll move this goofy camera because it's driving me. Okay, write this in your paper. We're going to start at the bottom and we're going to multiply. 2 times 1 is 2, and then we add the top end, which gives me the numerator of 3, and keep the bottom number the same. Does that help? So what would you do with this one? What would it be? So go this way. 7 times 9 plus 3. What's 7 times 9? 63 plus 3. 66 over 7. Because we're going to keep that same number, okay? Now, and write this one time. Just write the words multiply and add, or write a multiply and an add sign. Just so you, when you do it later, like you get home and you're lost, you can say, oh yeah, that's what we do. Okay. We good so far? Now, what simplifies? 2 and 66. They're both even. Does that make sense? Talk to me. Does it make sense? What I'm doing? Okay. Like I just, are you sure? You okay? Okay, so 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into that. 33. Because 2 times 33 would be 66. Now multiply straight across. 99 over 7. It's kind of weird, but that's what it is. Now, simplify it, meaning change it from improper to mixed. You may have to divide it. Like, I know 7 times 9 is 63, then 70, then 77. 7 times 12 is like 86. But, like, you can't, you can't, like, you're going to have to work it out, is what I'm getting at. You can't just stop at, like, 12 because it's the last multiplication table, you know. You are. 7 times 4 is 28. And it 14 and 1/7. Good. It has a ton of steps. I mean, I know this multiplying does. Try 3 and 4. I'm going to write them out. And just the more you get done, the more less homework. Exactly. Now I'll move it down. Try those two. Yeah, by that number, 14. Okay. Which isn't bad, like 14. It's 97 once. Okay. That was 45. So all it is you're working with bigger numbers. So 14 to 14, but it does simplify. 2 and 14 is simplified. So what? Listen, what divides into that and that? It's the only number that goes 2. 2. So divided by 2 is 1. 2 into 14 is. You get the same number I did. I think I got 14.7. It's just you're working with bigger numbers. Okay? Like,
Lucky.
Okay, I forgot about this one. Let me show you something else. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so most of you are doing this. You get 43/4 times 8/10. Okay, and right here is that magic box. Did everybody make it that far? Okay. Now, some of you simplified right here the 8 and the 4. And you got like a 2 and a 1. Then you went straight across. You got 86 over 10. Well, look, if you're doing this, you got to do 2 times 43. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. How many 10s go into 86? 8 and 6/10. What does simplify 6/10? 2. Let me show you something easier. Okay. You need to all look, because this is going to make your life easier. And some of you are like waiting on me, and you're wondering why I'm talking, but I have a good reason. Quit playing with paper and look. I have a good reason. Okay. Your life could have been easier if you simplified it twice in the box. We haven't had much of this, but this can make your life easier. You all knew 4 and 8. You all knew 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice. But what you didn't see was you could have done it again. Is there any more tops and bottoms that simplify? 2 and what? 10. You could have done, you can keep simplifying as long as a top and a bottom simplify. Do it? You can. Listen, you can't do 2 tops or 2 bottoms. As long as you're doing a top and a bottom, it doesn't matter which bottom. So like this one, I would do 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 into 10 is 5. Now watch. 43 times 1 is 43. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times what is close to 43? 8 and 3/5. You get the same thing as that. It's just that if you didn't catch that second step of simplifying here, you had to catch it here. That's why I'm asking you, don't always just circle what you think it is. Like, check and make sure if 6/10 simplifies, you got to simplify it. Guys, watch something really weird for a second. Seriously, this might help you. Here we go. Watch real quick. Let's say you have some weird, crazy multiplication problem like this. And we're going to pretend we only know our 2's tables. Watch. Watch. Okay. 2 goes into that, 22. I'm going to do this one. 2 goes into that, 61. Well, okay, I can do it again. 2 goes into this, 60. 2 goes into that, 44. Well, you know what? There's more I can do. I can do 2 into this, 11. I can do 2 into this, 30. Well, you know what? There's even more I can do. I can do 2 into this. As long as I do a top and a bottom, I can keep going as many times as you can. 2 into that, 22. 2 into that, 15. Now, I think I'm stuck. I won't lie. And I would multiply these 2 and multiply those 2. But the key is way back here. I could have done some bigger numbers. and it would have been faster, okay? I need you to realize you can keep simplifying as many times as you need to as long as there's a top and a bottom that simplify. Okay, so for my friends who are paying attention, that probably helped you because you'll be like, oh, I can keep doing this one. Okay, so here we go. Let's check number 4, 3 and 4. Here we go. 4 was already honestly set up for you. Like, that is the math problem. What I'm worried about this one is you can only simplify one top and one bottom at a time. So what goes into 3 and 15? 3, right? So, but the key is this. If I do this 3 and get a 1, I can only do one of these 15s. And it doesn't matter which one, as long as, you only do one. I can't do both of them, is what I'm getting at. Okay, 7 times 1, 15 times 5, and it is 7 over 75. And it doesn't simplify. Yes. You're dividing, yes. You're dividing 3. Like, what it is I'm taking those two numbers. And in my head, I'm thinking of everything that equals those numbers. Okay? That's the only thing that equals that one. That equals that one. And then I'm picking the biggest number that they have in common. And they have in common the 3. So I'm dividing by 3 to get that, and dividing by 3 to get that. Does that help a little bit? A little bit. We should be able to, like here's the key to this. Simplifying. All it is common numbers. So if I look at you and I say 20 and 30, what number simplifies 20 and 30? 10. 5 would work, but you would have to do something else. If I say a number like 5 and 15, 5 goes into 5 and 15, right? If I say something like 22 and 44, 11 or 22, and I'm just throwing that out there, but yes, 2 also. So you're finding what can divide into the top and the bottom. That's all it is with simplifying. Okay, let's try 5 and 6. Here we go. It just takes practice, guys, and every one is just different. In fact, 5 is the easiest one on the paper. Don't talk about it. Let everybody see what they're going to get. I know, but you'd be surprised. It is up to you how you do this. You can simplify the 7s, or you can get this, but either way, whatever you get equals 1. So if you got 1 once, it equals 1. If you get 7 sevenths, it equals 1. It doesn't really matter what the math looks like back here if we all get 1. Do you see why it's 1? Okay. Question? do this last one, and then I'll pass out the worksheets. 3/16 times 8 once. What simplifies? 8 and 16. 3/2, which equals?
1 1/2.
1 1/2. Listen, keep going. Ask me, you can stop now, listen. Ask me questions. If you are stuck on something, keep going. You are on number 7. Keep going. Get your homework done. 7. You're welcome. Actually, on like 11, someone had a question earlier, so the more you get done in class, the better off you'll be if you need to ask me a question. Okay, making sure. You're welcome. Keep going. Keep going. Try number 7. Try number 7. Sorry.
Wait, you told me?
Uh-huh.
There's at least more than that.
Simplify? Yes. They'll probably all have to be simplified. Yes. But listen, it's 8. Are you doing 8 and 16? Okay. So 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into 16 twice. You do 4. I think what you did was 4. So 4 would go into it twice. 4 would go into 16. 4. So you would have 4 on the bottom and a 6 on the top. But if you divide that out, it would be 1 and 2 fours, which is 1 1/2. You can. Yes. 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 Listen, some of you are wasting some time. Yes. We'll start number 7. Yes. Go for it. Okay. But you can. Listen, do you have 12/1 times 8/9? Okay. Listen, what multiplication table do they have in common? What goes into a 12 and a 9, to be honest? 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Guys, this is why I've been begging y'all about multiplication tables. Like, it's just... But listen, multiply is the opposite of divide. You're thinking of a multiplication table that works with both numbers. Okay, but if you do this by 1 and you get an 8, right, but here's the thing. You can't simplify by 1. If you simplify this by 1, you get 8. Yes, the GCF, the greatest common factor. Yes. Yes. Yes, because you're thinking of factors or multiplication tables. This is what should be going through your brain. And 9 has 1 times 9 and 3 times 3. Listen, look. Look, look, look. This is called GCF. You're trying to simplify by the greatest common factor. Okay, but listen. Slow down. Slow down. Breathe. You ready? Which one do they have in common?
3.
3. So all I'm doing is I'm going to divide these by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. That's how you change it. You tell me, what is the answer? What should be the next number? 8 times 4? 32 over 3. Now, how many 3's are in 32? 10, because it's 30, right? 2 left over out of 3's. I will be doing a few more on the video if you want to watch it. Good luck. Keep practicing. Finish. Finish through 15. Careful, got stuff flying everywhere. Goodbye. Let everybody get out and we'll finish. I'm going to video about 4 problems real quick. At the end. Just add them, like it's recording right now. Oh yeah. Pause it? Nah. It keeps freezing up if I pause it. So I'm just recording. Here we go. Number 8. Yes, I'm still recording because I'm crazy. Here we go. Number 8.
What's number 6 on that sheet? Like the question for that one?
You have one?
No, for this one.
I did say Caitlin, and not the speech. Do you mean the answer?
No. Oh, no, I thought we were writing something down and erased it, and then I didn't know.
Oh, no, that's right, 3/16. But you have a worksheet, right? Okay. I'm just making sure, that's all. Okay, so number 8. It is 8/12 times 5/12. No, 8/13, I'm sorry, times 5/12. Okay, it is set up nice and pretty, so I'm looking for what to simplify. 4 goes into 8 twice. 4 goes into 12 3. I get 10 over 39. Have a good one. Have a good one. And double checking. Does it simplify anymore? No. So I'm just kind of triple checking here. Okay, number 9. And I'm doing these just kind of as the kids have left. Just so you have a few extra if you'd like to see how you're doing. Pause it before I get to the answer. Okay, this is that spot I can simplify. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 21 7. And that leaves me with 3 7ths. Nice and pretty. Just go straight across. Okay, I'm going to do number 10. Number 10 is 7 1/3 times 7. 21 plus 1 is 22 over 3 times 7 over 1. Woo! Nothing simplifies. You're fine. You can come in.
I didn't know I had one on my backpack.
Oh, okay. I'll write it down in just a second. You're good. You're good. It's okay. So. Okay. It's fine. I'll see y'all in just a second. So I got 154 divided by 3, and I'm double checking 22. Okay. We'll go 5, 1, and 1/3. So if you're wondering how I'm getting that, I'm taking 154 dividing by 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And then I get 1, and right there's my mixed number, 51 and 1/3. Woo. Okay, 11. 8 1/5 times 2 4/5 equals 41 fifths times 14 fifths. This is the one a lot of the kids have been asking me about. It is not simplifiable. So I do get 25 on the bottom, but like I told the kids, I even have to sit here and multiply 41 times 14. And I get 574. I'm just triple checking my math, as I call it. Okay. Now, my top number's bigger, so I literally have to divide 574 by 25. 25s, though, luckily, are just quarters, so it makes it a little easier, because 2s are 50, and I get my whole number is 22 and 24 25s. Okay? Listen, I'm leaving you with the last 4 problems, 12 through 15. Just try them. That's all you can do. Get to an answer. Circle it. We can talk about it tomorrow, what it is. But we should have 1 through 11. Tomorrow, like a graded assignment and teacher choice on this concept. I will also be giving back 9 weeks test grades and your grade in my class overall. Currently, tomorrow. Okay, finish through 15. Thank you.